Hello, Danielle.
Hi, Casey.
How are you?
I'm good. We're back from the Thanksgiving brouhaha, and I don't know what I'm saying.
That's weird.
It was strange. As it was coming out of my mouth, I was like, this is so wrong. This is not right.
Thanksgiving holiday.
Sure.
I am so happy to be back. I feel there's a great energy here tonight.
Of course there are. There's 2 Christmas trees.
There are 2 trees. You said my house is an explosion of Christmas.
You guys, it grows every year. And I would like to point out that she does have 2 dreidels.
Okay, wait. My husband's Jewish, and
Yes.
I want to show both sides of our family's traditions
so you have
and
2
religions.
trees and 2 dreidels.
And they're miniature ones.
You had to point them out to us.
They are the size of like a dice.
Yes.
Die. And they're there.
You did.
As well as a menorah.
Mm-hmm. And there was a children's menorah, like sort of a play thing that was tossed on the floor as Judah Maccabee intended.
Yeah, you know what?
Be.
I mean, look,
I'm happy that
have to get Hanukkah out of the way to get to Christmas.
Yes, everybody knows that.
We all know that.
I will say, and again, I am a person of the Jewish faith, but I have never been a big celebrator of any sort of religion, but we do Christmas just because it's so pretty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my daughter, we went to my sister's house and she saw Hanukkah for the first time and she was like, what's this? I was like, oh, forgot about this detail.
Yeah.
It's like, this is Hanukkah. And so my daughter is very into us doing Hanukkah now.
Yes,
I
any
know.
traditions and rituals are very nice.
Yes. So now we do
Much
Hanukkah.
like my little Christmas village over there. I've got,
Where's the village?
oh, it's in the bathroom.
Oh, I missed
And I put out fake snow under it.
Casey.
Cool Loppy Lysek and I went to a store that we saw in the Kardashians, this Christmas store in Van Nuys. I think it's called, this doesn't sound right, but Aldic?
No way.
Aldic?
It's no way called All Dick.
Octic? AK Dick? It's something, I'm not like, it's something.
Why wouldn't it be called like Christmas Land or Christmas Forever?
We
or-
were very confused by the name, but when you go in there, it is a wonderland, the likes of which it even got me doing my first Instagram story. That's how thrilling it was. It was so amazing that Cool Up and I got quite caught up and we got many, many things. But I do think kids these days, I don't think they're as aware of religion, certain children.
Yes.
I go to church occasionally. As you know, I'm a spiritualist.
Yes.
But my friend's son, we were walking with him at the beach, and there was a church. Like, it could not have been more of a church. And he goes, Mama, what that? A big hotel? I was like, okay. Yeah, everyone get out of your yoga rooms and into a church. Just kidding. Danielle, I'm so happy to be back. We have 2 quick announcements.
Yes, we do. Very exciting news. Guys, you know how we're coming to New York City on February 1st. We're so excited to Town Hall. Guys, we did so well selling out that show that we have added a second show.
And we've added a nice time for Mama.
Oh, yeah.
And Mama. 4 p.m.
4 p.m. So it's sort of like
That's
a boozy
the right time for this
brunch.
crowd, and we
Yes.
all know it.
So if you can't make the night show, but we're like, you know
If you
what?
can't make the late night 7:30
If you need to
show.
get into bed by 6 o'clock, like this old lady.
Yeah.
This is the perfect show. Get drunk. Last year at the day show, we had someone throw up in their purse, and that felt right.
Front row, threw up in a Marc Jacobs purse and just sat right
Kept
back up and
going.
kept watching the show.
And those are my people.
And that's the kind of audience members we want to cultivate.
Exactly. So, guys, reservations should be up today as you are listening, and go get them.
And speaking of go get them, Danielle, we have decided to sell a holiday item.
Yes, an ornament, a Christmas. Let's just say what it is.
Yeah.
A Christmas item.
Christmas items. Okay, guys, we're selling 3 ornaments. We find these really delightful.
Yes.
Let's be honest. They're very cute ornaments. And the first one says garbage person.
Which our listeners are. We know in your hearts you're all garbage
Yeah.
people.
The next one is Carol's Last Good Christmas.
Because it is, it's all downhill from here for Carol. So,
Of course.
Poor thing.
Poor
But let's
thing.
celebrate
Wearing
it.
vibrator necklaces around town. She's been wearing these gold long vibrator necklaces that kind of look like sleek lipstick, and she's selling them.
guys, she's selling a lot of her
I'm glad
own
to see
wares.
that she's selling merchandise and not her own clothes anymore. Or her. Remember, she was selling her
her book.
Danielle. She was selling her Clarisonic.
That's right. She was selling her Clarisonic toothpaste on
Or her,
that.
her skin.
I mean,
thing.
yes. Oh no, but there was also an electric
Yep,
toothbrush.
Sonicare.
Sonicare toothbrush.
That was so upsetting. And our last ornament says, "Not going to take that on."
As Miss June Diane does this Christmas, don't take it on. You guys, also, you could get three
Three ornaments.
All three
There's
of
a
them.
bundle. Guys, you can get them all. You know, Jewish.
I'm getting
You're
them.
getting them all. I just called you Jewish.
I am Jewish.
I just said Jewish is getting them all.
Wow.
Wow.
You call them as you see them.
Look, Jewish is getting them all over here. Jewish over here.
Look, this Jew broad's getting them all for her Hanukkah bush.
I'm treating you much like, yeah. So we said you're going to be putting them on your untrimmed Hanukkah bush.
I
aren't
sure
you?
will, guys. And guys, it's gotten rough down there again.
Danielle, people,
I
don't
let
know
it
if we can
go,
take
just
anymore.
like
Frozen 2.
Frozen 2. I've let it go into the unknown. That's the new song, Into the Unknown.
I could not follow that movie.
Really? It's not complicated.
It's very complicated. Part 2, I was like, what's happening?
There's like they have to go into a forest that gets frozen. It's the movie.
I loved it. I just couldn't, follow it.
Wow. Casey, how was your holiday?
Danielle, it was wonderful. I hosted 26 family members.
That's a lot of people all in one house.
All under one roof. But it came on the heels of me meeting a celeb in New York. I was in New York doing a press tour as my family was here and I was supposed to be hosting them. They'd flown across the country. And I met a woman, a gal. I was doing some show and honestly, I'm like forgetting the name. Good. It was like Wake Up, Good Day,
Sure,
New York.
all of them.
Yes. And they were like, oh yeah, Nene Leakes is just finishing and then we'll be ready for you.
Did your heart drop into your bottom?
It dropped into my bottom and then it soared out of
your bottom.
my bottom.
Flew out your butthole into the air.
I said I must meet her. And most Housewives, truly, I know everyone would think this. Like if I heard certain ones were there, like Tamara,
I'd run the other
I would
way.
just not even do anything. Go over. I'm like, God, is she gonna, not even if she gonna know me. I knew she wouldn't know me necessarily, but I was just like, is she gonna want to talk? Well, we had what can only be described as a warm embrace. That's my aunt taking photos behind us. Some family's still in town. We had a completely.
Did she know? Did she have context for who you were?
It didn't seem so.
Sorry.
Go to the doctor for your cough.
I was a laugh cough. That wasn't my fault.
Okay. It didn't seem that she knew me, but we did have an embrace. I put all the photos online there. We lingered, and she said a phrase over and over again that she told me to tell everyone, which was, and she said it many times, that she's keeping it 1,000.
Keeping it 1,000.
Keeping it 1,000. And she said, as she left, and tell everyone, I'm keeping it 1,000. And then left again and said, pointed and said, like, again, keeping it 1,000. And I was like, I believe you. I know. No one's denying that.
I think she is keeping it
She
1,000.
looked amazing. She's keeping it 1,000. She was so warm and friendly. It was a thrilling
because
star
I've heard
sighting.
so many different stories about Nene in terms of like there have been some very cold sort of like meetings of her.
I have to say this was like a warm, fuzzy, lovely. I loved her. I mean, and I told her straight up, you're the only person on this franchise, maybe a couple others who are like genuinely funny.
Oh yeah, no, she's hilarious.
And she was like, oh yeah, like, yeah, obviously.
She's not one not.
Like,
to
don't
take
tell
a
me something.
compliment.
Yeah. How was your holiday, Danielle?
Good. We had a smaller holiday with just a couple of friends here in Los Angeles, but my daughter, she filled out like one of those turkeys at school, and you put your hand up, and in each finger it said like, what am I thankful for?
Sure.
And so I looked at all the other kids. It was like my mom, my dad, my house, my dog, various
so
versions
on,
of
yeah.
it, so on and so. And Sydney wrote one, Ava, who is our amazing nanny.
Tough.
No, but tough but fair. Tough but fair. 2, pancakes. 3, trash.
Trash.
Just trash.
Maybe she meant like the trash that we were discussing on this very show.
No, I asked her. I said, why are you thankful for trash? She said, because, if we couldn't collect it, then it would be everywhere. And I was like, so you're thankful for trash cans? She's like, no, trash.
Trash collectors?
Just trash. I really tried to get it. And then also books. She's books, Ava, pancakes, trash. And that order. And I was like, mom or dad? And I literally said to her, what about mom or dad? She's like, nope.
No.
So trash gets a higher bill.
I love that. I mean, she's always been such a
far
visionary.
ahead.
Yes, far ahead.
Yeah. So that was tough.
My son said a few disturbing things. And I know we're talking about our kids lately and people are thinking we've turned into like
Kids say the darndest thing.
yeah, or like the chat.
Yeah.
Or the chew. But this did make me laugh. After I don't know if this is related to Frozen 2 because this is sort of a part of the plot line, but he was in the pool with my husband and he just goes, hey, over there in the deep end, that's where all the bad memories are. We were like, ugh. And then I was walking with him on a little like at the park. There was like these rocks, and he found this like little kind of cave area, and he goes, "Whew." He points to it, and he goes, "Oh, that'd be a great place to go and cry." Guys,
I mean,
what's
these
happening?
Are things
Is he okay? I mean, these
just
are
a deep well of
he is a deep
human
well, but he's
emotion.
also like incredibly frank and hard hitting. Because the last thing is that I was coming down the stairs. Like, I think I told you this, but I was going out to dinner and I hear him go, oh, I want to see what Mama wearing. And I came around the corner and he looked at me up and down and he goes, you just look like nothing.
Casey,
and then to himself quietly shaking his head, you just look like nothing. These are hard things to hear. Trash and nothing.
But you know what?
But I did just look like nothing, Danielle.
And did you go back up and put something on?
I don't know. I was like, do I need a lip? Like, what do I need?
Did you ask him? He might have had some advice for you.
No, he might have had some thoughts. I didn't. I just accepted it. I did look like that. Wow. Speaking of one quick announcement, and then we're bringing out our amazing guest who is so funny. We need her out immediately. I just wanted to take a poll and, please don't be hurtful when you respond to me, but I would love everyone's opinions. As you know, I've been struggling. Should I change my son's name or not?
I thought you had landed on yes.
So at his birthday party, he made an announcement, which is a tough one to make to everyone. Just, hey, ding, ding, ding. My son's name is now moving forward. Not Henry, but Bear.
Yeah.
Okay. And June goes, what? And she's like, I've just never seen someone make an announcement to change their son's name at age 2. I said, well, you saw it tonight.
Yeah.
But now it seems I'm wondering,
what?
Should I go back?
What brings this change of heart?
I don't know. I saw Marriage Story, the Scarlett Johansson, Adam Driver movie, which was amazing. And their son was named Henry. And every time I heard it, I thought, that's a great name. And then I thought, yeah, that's my son's name. And then I thought, no, it's not.
I don't know how you go back.
But it's only been 3 months that I've been here.
You're right. You know what? It wasn't an announcement made far and wide.
I made it on here.
Yeah. Look,
it's about $1 million downloads.
I usually, when I'm referring to your son, I just always say Henry Bear as to not
offend me.
To just not have to pick a stream.
Well, that's the thing. And so then now I've been saying to people, they go, should I call him Henry or Bear? And I go, oh, call him whatever. And then they seem like fraud. I go, just whichever one. I go, or call them both. And they look at me like, wow. Just chew on it, everyone.
Okay. I think
in the new year, I think I could make a move.
I think you could, because New Year's, new names. That's what everybody says.
We've always said that.
We've always said that on this podcast.
Let's take a quick break and shall we bring out our guest?
Yes, please.
Okay. Guys, we're back and we have a wonderful, gorgeous, funny guest here. And she is funny, funny, funny.
She sure is. And you know what? I know her work and I had never met her in person before, but I realized I've been watching her work from afar and even on things I have personally written on. And she's a star.
Yeah.
Can I say that? She's a star.
She has a huge episode that I'm watching immediately that you've been telling me all about of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, show of which
so fun.
Right.
Yeah, right on. I have also asked to be cast. Haven't been cast quite yet.
Nor have I.
Just putting that out there. Just powers that be.
Yeah.
But this person has been.
This person has been cast. She's also in last season and coming up in Barry.
Oh my God. One of my favorite shows.
And she's coming up with my best, dearest friend, Mr. Adam Pally, and my other dear friend, Fran Drescher. No, I don't know Adam.
And your ex-boyfriend, Stephen Weber.
My ex, Stephen Weber, and my baby girl, little sister, Abby Elliott, who I love so much from SNL. And this is a new show going to be on Must See TV called Indebted on NBC.
It's following Will and Grace.
This is big.
No big.
What's going on with Deborah Messing and Megan Mullally?
Unclear, but something's afoot. Something's afoot.
There's a brouhaha.
I know, and everyone's like, no, it's totally fine. It's like, you don't unfollow each other.
For nothing.
For nothing.
Well, please welcome Jessy Hodges.
Hello. Oh my my God, I'm so happy to be here.
Jessy Hodges, so happy to have you. You're so funny.
Oh, that's really nice.
And I know we
Thanks.
shouldn't focus on people's looks, but I still do. But she's gorgeous, and your hair is perfect.
Wow. Well, I was saying I thought it looked like Deandra's from Dallas.
No.
And that was
Sometimes.
like a hurtful self-talk.
Yeah.
Because Deandra's looks this week
I
were
saw
so
myself.
upsetting.
So Lilith Fair, you said, right?
Yes, it reminded me of Lilith Fair. She had like the choker and the multicolored Technicolor dream dress,
And like,
and just a lower bosom, like with nothing. Like
was
it,
I imagining a peace sign?
you know,
Or was it
like a bolo tie.
Well,
It was
yes.
so strange.
Yes, like a black acrylic.
And she had bee earrings that were just simply gigantic.
Yeah, the size of a head.
Also, you know those shirts? I guess they're like Grecian, where like each breast is
Yes.
kind of like hoisted up
Mhm.
like by a sheet
Yeah.
on
Mhm.
either side and wrapped around. She does that a lot.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And that is too much.
How about
for
those
me.
khaki long shorts she was wearing with a Gucci belt?
No one looks good in that. I don't care who you are, what you're doing.
And when
Do
she
not
tried on,
do that.
when she tried on Leanne's dress, I wanted to say, sweetie,
It's the best.
this is the best you've looked. Her
Mhm.
skin is pretty good, though.
Well, hard night. Good morning.
It's just those lights. Everyone's skin looks good. Does anyone's skin not look good?
We've seen some tough skins on the
Okay.
show.
I can think of a
I think
couple. I'm
Leanne
not going
could be a little less road hard.
I think Danielle Staub's skin has suffered under those lights.
Those lights are doing a lot of favors.
They really
to a
are.
lot of people.
Yep.
I would love those lights in everyday life. If I
Oh,
could do that.
yeah.
Mhm. Mm-mm-mm.
Jessy,
Mhm.
we're going to start with Orange County. Do you have any thoughts right off the bat?
Oh my God. What a shit show garbage pile. They are, you know what I was saying to someone the other day? Like, this is almost no longer in the Housewives franchise. It's like the OC is getting more into my 600-pound life territory.
Whoa.
Wow.
Or like 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah.
Like, it's that dark that I don't even recognize it anymore. I don't
Yep.
recognize the franchise within it.
Right. It's like, yeah, it was the first and now it's spun off into its own thing. I see what you're saying.
It's so
It's eating itself.
fucking
Yes.
dark.
You know what I mean? It's sort of like it's
Now, my 600-pound life, I know, a dear friend who's very into it. I find it just very sad. I can't watch it.
No, I can't.
Yeah, it's
I
horrible
can't.
to watch.
I have not
It's
watched.
it's horrible.
Intervention. It's kind of
Oh, intervention is so
Oh,
tough.
God.
it's so tough. But that's
I
how
used to be
feel
able to
about
take
OC.
interventions down like
Me too.
Kardashians.
Me
And
too.
now I'm like, what?
Well,
How could I have watched that?
At the end of every single one where you see them all happy, like playing basketball with their dad, and then you see the words later, like they relapse like
Oh,
7 days
and they give you
later.
no time to take that in. You know, it's like here
No.
comes the guitar music, and they're like,
No.
they relapse immediately, and then it's like, you're up next. You're just like, I'm shattered.
No, I can't. It's too upsetting. It's too
Intervention's
hard.
like for your 20s when you don't
have
know
life
real pain.
Yeah, when you haven't experienced anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be. I would watch them back to back on the Sunday after SNL, after I'd like completely bombed, been up all night, like I'm eating my feelings, and then be like, those people have it bad.
That looks worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But OC now, like, we're on this vacation in the Keys. Now, first of all, I'm going to say something. As a Floridian, how much Bronwyn loves Florida is disgusting. It is upsetting. And I'm not saying you shouldn't love where you're from and have hometown pride, but come on.
You're
Like, she's
right.
like, I'm a different person here. Like, no, you're not. You're the same piece of trash wherever you go. And live with that. And you're not more fun in Florida, and Florida's not more fun than where you are. They're both Orange County and Florida are interchangeable.
I 100% agree with you. And she made some very dark statements concerning Miami, too. When her husband was picking out her clothes with her, she says,
Sorry.
and then we cut to testimonial, and she goes, look, when we were in Miami, we were the couple I just always wanted us to be. We were crazy and funny, and just like this city is made for me. I'm like, you were never crazy and funny.
No.
Something dark has gone on with that marriage.
Yeah. Well, she left him at some point
Yeah.
and for another man. I mean,
The way she's like, it's just really hard for me to say goodbye to him. I'm like, something's weird.
And they're also so bizarrely happy.
Yes.
Like it looks like this. Like she'll be like, yeah, like I made out with Tamara last night and I fucked another dude, and he'll be like, oh God, you're too much. You're great. I support you. You're just like,
Yes.
no, this is not.
And, it got me thinking, the two of them. I was like, how much money do they have? So then I got in a real wormhole with a celebrity net worth. And I did not love where I fell.
100% accurate.
Where did you fall?
Bronwyn came in at $3 million.
What?
And then I just started going from there. Okay, I'll just rattle off a few figures for you. So Bronwyn comes in at $3 million.
Which I have to say, that's a shitload of money. But when you have 7 kids,
there's not a penny left.
that's like everything.
You can't have that many moo-moos from Miami.
No, you can't have sports cars and 7 kids.
And how's he paying for his
multiple homes
and his statement necklaces?
I mean, that budget alone is $1 million. Minor, like
a lot of these figures worried me. Now, other people came in beautifully. Nene, now, is this right? $14 million.
whoa.
Yeah.
She earned $1 million per season last year. Vicky,
Per episode, you mean?
per
season?
No, per season.
Oh,
per season.
Okay, I see.
Vicky Gumbelson came in at $7 million.
That feels right.
That
Yeah.
felt right. Now, Cynthia, Kenya, and Portia came in each between $500,000 and $800,000.
Honestly, that feels
Cynthia,
right.
Kenya, and Portia.
Yeah.
That feels right.
Yeah.
Mark Duber,
Oh God.
Carrie Duber's plastic surgeon husband who got his dick sucked at the roundup, came in at 1.5. I felt like for a plastic surgeon.
Yeah, I feel like you would have more.
The Westcotts, Cameron.
Oh,
Cam.
they definitely. I love
Cameron with a K.
I love her.
Me
I love
too.
her so much.
We
this
will get into
episode.
her beautiful illustrations. She came in at 4.5, and that felt low.
Really?
Dorinda Medley came in at $20 million.
No,
Wow.
no.
I guess it says Richard owned a cashmere business.
Oh,
Or
wow.
But is the cashmere business doing that well?
let me tell you two more that are going to knock your socks off. Tinsley Mortimer came in at $35 million.
No.
Wow, that's
Disagree.
probably true.
She's in an efficiency apartment.
But it's her trust fund, right?
Yeah.
But doesn't Dale have that?
Dale's.
It's Dale.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. But
And
I
now
think
that she's marrying the
This is
coupon
right.
king.
This is
I
right.
think
She's
that
never
felt
worked a
right.
day in her life.
If they're just mad she never worked, not that she doesn't have money.
Yeah.
But they're like, she doesn't have money. They're like, how are you having all these shoes? Like, you're having new
They
outfits
just want her
every
to
day.
admit she's never worked a day and that
Yeah.
her dad gave her all the money.
Yeah.
They want her to feel bad about it.
Okay, I'm on their side.
I know you
I
want-
would like her to feel
I
bad
know you
about it.
want that too. We all want the same thing.
We all are on the same page.
Yeah.
I would like her to feel very bad about that.
Now, I'm going to throw a figure and let you guess. Who is worth $50 million?
Bethany Frankel.
No, she's
Wrong.
worth more. Bethany's worth more, I think.
I think she is worth more.
Okay, who's worth 50?
million. Kyle Richards.
No.
Lisa Vanderpump's also worth more?
Lisa's worth more, but not at 50,
worth
coming in at 50. And it's not from selling those vibrator necklaces. It's Carol Radzwell.
How?
Oh,
Anthony?
well, she's a Kennedy.
From
I
Anthony?
think from
Yeah.
Anthony.
Wow. And
Maybe
she
that's
lives
why.
in quite a small apartment.
And
Or
with
she
those
did.
stairs with no
With the
side?
stairs.
Anyone
Can this be right? But multiple articles from, and some of
.com.
the sources were
questionable.
but they all were like one of the, highest, Carol has like the most.
I find that
Now,
this
Gina came in at 1 million and Kelly Dodd came in at 10 million.
I would be shocked if Gina had 1 million.
That is surprising to me as well. That
I won't say how much, but Tamara Barney and I fell at the same place. Tamara and I have a lot in common, it's more than I thought.
Really?
It's not great.
Where did you say Kelly fell?
Kelly Dodd fell at $10 million.
From the leapfrog guy?
I don't know.
Guys, are these right?
These can't be right.
Alexis Bellino 1.5. That felt right.
Yeah, that feels right.
Oh, Daniel Staub, 3 million.
No
way.
No.
That woman does not have $3
$3
million.
million
That
in
woman does
debt.
not have $3.
Yeah, no,
okay.
she doesn't.
Okay.
She doesn't.
She is living off of credit.
Now, did you say in debt because of indebted?
Yeah, I was
Were you trying to do a
plugging.
plug? That
Yes.
was seamless.
Don't call me out on that. I gotta get it in whenever. I'm
Seamless.
indebted to you for allowing me to do your
Oh,
podcast.
now it's getting heavy-handed.
We were just having a bit of a laugh about Justin Timberlake came out with this statement about, I guess, holding hands with whomever on the set or whatever. And it's like this whole statement.
His
He's like,
co-star, right?
his co-star. And he's like, listen,
Ooh.
I have made a strong, what did he keep saying?
Mistake?
A strong lapse in judgment. Let me be clear. And then he's like, but I am focused on being the best husband and father I can be. I've hurt my family. And then he's like, I'm incredibly proud to be working on Palmer. And I'm looking forward to
movie.
continuing to make this movie. And I'm really excited for people to see it. Like, getting the plug in while you're apologizing to your
Love
family.
your movie.
What if that was the plan all along? Like Jessica Biel was like, okay, just pretend to apologize to me so that we can promote the movie.
But who's going to see that
So that we
movie?
can have an opportunity Promote
Jessy.
Palmer.
Who wants to see Justin
promote
Timberlake
Palmer.
act? Though I mean, God bless.
Social Network.
He's
was
great in it. He is great in
okay.
You're
Social
right,
Network.
Jessy.
Sorry.
Jessy, are you part of this plan?
Yeah, are you indebted to Justin Timberlake?
Yes, I'm part of his publicity team.
Wow. Wow.
Speaking of publicity, though, during OC this week, when Kelly was trying to get back into Vicky's good graces, and she was like, "So how much is life insurance?" And Vicky, like, that is her love language, insurance.
You're right.
You know
that
what
fills
I-
up her tank.
That
Yes.
fills
Couple
up her
claims.
love
Yes.
tank.
And it was refreshing to just hear a housewife know about something.
Yes, I like
Just
that.
that when she wasn't it 6 million or something. I remember a number.
Yeah.
It was just like it felt so concrete in such an
Yeah.
abstract world.
Yes, in such an topsy-turvy world.
Yeah.
And where none of them know anything about anything.
Right.
That's
To
right.
know something.
Something about something real, like life insurance.
That's like, it is refreshing.
It was.
It was. And it was fun to have them talk. They both bonded for 2 seconds before the world exploded and she started screaming in a decibel. I've never heard Vicky scream at before. And we've heard her scream at some decibels.
We have heard her, especially when we know the main last time.
Sister.
This was wow.
What was she saying? She was screaming.
She screamed, wait, let me find it. I am not a con woman.
Oh yeah, con woman. It was crazy. Not a likable woman.
Not a
No.
likable woman. Not at all.
I found myself thinking, and know that I think Roger Lodge's brother, because I can never remember his name, the man that she's engaged to, I think he's a piece of shit. I do.
Steve
Lodge.
Steve
Thank
Lodge.
you.
He's nice.
I think he's a piece of shit.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just
I'll take it.
okay.
it's just he rubs me
Sounds
the
right.
wrong way. But can I say though, I thought as she was screaming, I got con!
Oh my god.
As she was screaming that, I thought to myself, who wants to be with this woman? Who could live with this woman?
Well, that's the whole thing. That's why you're inherently right. Like he's got to be bad
Yes.
because he's
Right,
involved
of
with her.
Of course. You're right. I'm seeing him like he's a normal part of the world.
Yeah.
No. How could one put themselves?
And many men have put themselves through this.
Oh,
June Diane has a theory that she is a wild cat in the bedroom.
yeah. I believe that.
I do too.
Well, Brooke said the best thing about her was her vagina. If you
Oh.
remember correct.
I mean, I feel like Vicky's deeply homophobic.
Oh,
Every
she
time
is.
anyone like even tries to kiss, she's like, ew, blah, blah, blah.
And even when she was they were going to the drag shows, and she was like, "I don't get it. I don't get it. Hey, sorry, drags. I don't get it." I was
Yeah.
like, it was sickening.
That's
Yeah,
why
she
she
like
doesn't
tried to
like-
wipe someone's mouth from kissing a woman. She's like, yeah, stop. She's like, I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm like,
She is
She's
deeply
disgusting.
homophobic
Yeah.
and on such a weird moral high ground. Like
I
she
know.
that's why she doesn't like Bronwyn, because Bronwyn's so sexual. And it is just like offends her.
Meanwhile, I feel like she has the ugliest soul, like the most crooked, the most backward, the most like to get on a moral high ground and to be the most
Right.
broken. And I do think she was in on Brooks's scam. I believe her to
Ugh.
have been. I truly do.
I wasn't watching at the time. I missed it. I'm sorry.
It was
Wow.
dark times.
I did find it really, really nice to see Brianna and Michael. It was like I felt like I was seeing my family members at Thanksgiving. I was
And
like, oh, they've
yeah.
come home.
She
Oh,
was
yeah.
so happy.
It was so upsetting to see them all posing on those rocks.
Oh,
She was like, she looked like there was like a skip in her step and her like there's color in her face.
Yes,
And
and they were rubbing it in so bad. Brianna's like, "Yeah, it's been the best year of my life."
Yeah.
Since I moved
Yes,
away,
Like, truly.
and Brianna's husband was like, "Yeah, we love it. We love it." And
They are
Vicky is just so upset that they had to get away from her.
they
I'm
had
so
to.
happy for them. I'm so happy for them.
Yeah, me too.
They've never looked better. They've never felt better. She's gotten healthy again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go back to Bronwyn for a
I,
second?
I
Sure,
just
please,
was about to
always.
say, 'cause I
Okay.
got more.
Why why is she so sexual? What is okay, first of all, she's kind of like a sly drunk. Like she's drinking a lot.
Mm.
And I feel like because she doesn't start fights, we don't notice it as much.
Mm.
But she's really drunk a lot of the time.
Mm.
And I think it's so that she can explore her sexuality, which is whatever it is. I don't necessarily think that she's any more gay than she is straight, but she's like hyper sexual.
Yeah.
And she has 35 children.
No, yeah.
What? When she was standing up on, oh no, that was Tamara up on the bar
Yeah.
flashing.
Also-
But Bronwyn, you're right. It's strange.
It like reminds me of the way girls were in high school when you'd be like, let's get drunk and just like see what happens. I kissed someone. I did like getting drunk so that you can experiment.
Yep. Because she's been with that guy since like her first few days of college.
Yeah.
That little dork.
And she's
He
been
screamed with a top down, Miami is awesome. Of course she wants to explore.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's
Lordy.
really on another level.
Yes, you get your own like apartment for it. And like,
Yes.
I feel like this guy's not into any of this. She's like, come on, I'll get you girls. And he's kind of like, okay, Bronwyn.
Yeah.
She makes him wear those like little tops where he has like half of his chest is showing and he has neck. I mean, it's all.
Those little tops.
You know what, though? I do applaud the show. And I really want to, if anyone has intel, please come at us. So Bronwyn was just living in Miami and someone was like, hey, will you move to Orange County, pretend to be there, that you really needed to move there to be on the show? That's what
So
happened,
did
right?
all the kids have to move with them? They have to take a caravan?
that hassle,
Or did
Oregon
she-
Trail.
Or did she go there to get the show?
Hmm.
Chicken,
she
a real
going-
chicken or the egg?
This might be something we'll never know.
I think we could know pretty good.
I think so. I think
I'm
so.
like, these are just one of the questions in this world.
Someone will
Yeah.
get to us pretty quick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like she moved for the show, but I don't know.
Can we talk about Kelly Dodd for
Mhm.
us
Yeah.
for a hot sec? I turned on Kelly Dodd, which was, I believe her to be dangerous now. And I know that people have said this earlier, but I truly believe that
Dangerous, like physically?
physically dangerous.
Of course she is.
I've
and
always-
she most definitely threw that mom down
Oh,
the
for
stairs.
sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Anything she's accused
Yes,
of, she
she has
did.
done.
I
She's
have
always
no
like, well,
doubt.
yeah, but that was just that one time. I like Kelly still.
Well, but this was funny because when Vicky was like, I'm afraid she's going to hit me. I'm afraid of her. And then Vicky was like, hit me, Kelly, hit me. Like it was
Yeah. Oh, that was so weird.
so strange.
Why was she doing that?
Because they were fighting and I think she
was trying to get her.
she was trying to get her goat.
But their whole, I don't like this. I don't know why this is the line. Like, this is when it's crossed the line for me because everything, why is it this? I don't like the talking about suing people.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like,
It feels
triggering to
unfair.
me.
It feels unfair.
It also feels like it's not the rules of the show.
Yes.
Right?
That's
Yes.
what triggers me.
Yeah. Like, first of all, I think my deepest fear is being sued by
Yes.
someone.
Yeah.
So I don't like it all. Also, like, it's like jumping the shark. Like, once you go, I'm going to sue you, then the whole
It's a house of cards. Is
You're,
that what?
you're absolutely right. I don't like that things are in the news while they're filming that we're
Yeah.
now reacting to. I don't like any of it. And now they can't talk. Well, then get the fuck off this show.
Right.
You
Well,
don't
that's
need to
what I
sue
mean.
anyone. We're the court. We're here. I'm the,
The
jury
court of
and the
people's
judge.
court.
It's the court of public opinion, and what we says goes.
Like, why would they
Like,
throw $1
listen
at
to what
each
we
other
says.
over Jim Bellino's fucking trampoline park?
Oh, nobody gives a god. What that they said somebody.
Danielle, careful.
I love
Jimmy's
Jim
coming.
Bellino. But
Jimmy's
it's true.
coming.
And Tamara was right, and I never say this, but Tamara's like, it's not fair. Like when she was like, like when she was saying about Kelly Dodd, like getting in touch with Jim Bellino, like she's like she plays dirty.
really dirty.
Really,
Really?
dirty. It's like it's
crazy.
because we all live in the rules of the show where it's like what happens on the show is on the show, and like we
It's
can
all
say whatever we
allowed.
want, and it's all allowed.
Nothing's against the law on the
But
show.
once you start like suing people for things they say, then we can't. The genie's out of the box.
yeah, then people get too scared to do any of the crazy shit that we
Yeah.
depend on them doing.
Not okay, Kelly.
I
No.
did appreciate Kelly's humor when she was talking about Gina's hair. And she's like, Gina better hold on to that fried hair with those extensions in the wind. I mean, Gina's hair is, when she just started yelling
Kelly
at
is
them about
so
their, and
low.
yelling at Shannon about her hair. And Shannon's
She's
like,
like,
a lot of people thought it was cute.
She was like, cut that hair too. Looks terrible.
And she called Vicky a pig. I mean, I know
That
that's
was
not
bad.
new.
No,
but
you guys
it's
are
just
right. I'm
like-
sorry I'm piping and saying I like her. I don't
No,
know
but
why.
but then she is one of those people where I'm like, hurt people, because I do think she's like a damaged person. And
Oh,
I do think she's
definitely
she's at least willing to admit her mistakes. I'm not saying she learns from them, but
No,
she admits
she
them.
knows she is not right.
Yeah, Vicky thinks she is wonderful. Vicky thinks she is above it all and that she is a good person. And that's my problem with Vicky because she has no self-examination whatsoever.
Yes.
How about when Shannon said of Vicky getting engaged, I am over the moon for Steve and Vicky. I believe in love and that I will get married again.
Oh,
God.
you know she will.
All roads lead right back.
Always to Shannon.
Now, I did some deep
She
diving
said,
on
"I'm a
Shannon and her
romantic."
new gentleman and their Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Looked wonderful. They're with all the kids are all together. Guys, why was her daughter telling her to pack lingerie?
Her daughter
Shannon's
was
daughter.
What was that?
Daughters.
to
The whole packing scene.
Oh,
They're
yes,
like, Mom,
yes,
you
yes,
need
yes.
to pack lingerie and you need to get something between your legs, Mom.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
Because her
this is-
daughter was wearing that shirt.
Yes.
About something being between her legs.
I'm like, this is too much for me. Am I becoming like a Vicky or a Cameron West?
No, I
No.
never want my daughter to be like, Mom, you need to get something between your legs.
I mean,
Yeah, I'd be like,
ideally,
Mom, get some dick and some trash.
ideally
Get
none
some
of our
trash up in ya.
daughters are wearing T-shirts about having things between their legs. Like, that's not
No,
what we're
I'd say to my
going
daughter,
for.
you turn right back around and you put another shirt on. I would be old school about that.
We should make Sydney a shirt that just says "I love trash."
Trash.
I love trash.
I love
I
garbage.
love trash more than my mother. That's what it should say.
I love trash and Ava.
Mhm.
Anything else for OC?
Just Kelly screaming, I'm talking to Michael, you fucking pig.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. That is what I was gonna say. Like out of
crazy.
nowhere, she was just like, "You pig!" Like she just dives in so hard.
So nasty.
And then Kelly
so
always
nasty.
says afterwards with Kelly, she's like, I lost my cool today. It's like, you lost your cool.
I
She's
know.
like, yeah, they got me. You
She's
know,
like, I lost my cool. It's like, you've done so much more than lose your cool.
It's so nuts.
Oh, and then Vicky, just that montage of Vicky falling was a nice touch. I love it. Vicky is the most clumsy person. Like how she stands up on two legs is shocking.
and you were saying these women can party.
Yes.
They're
They're going
elders.
out at like 2 a.m. and they are elders.
Yeah.
And they are up on a bar. They are drinking. They're in the club. Like, God
And
bless
they're
them.
up the next day, like snorkeling on a ski-doo. Like, I'm just
Their
like,
No.
hearts are going to stop.
Yeah. What are they taking?
Ew.
What are they taking?
What are they taking?
I mean, I wrote down 2 notes. I wrote, "Why is Bronwyn so sexual?" and "What are those women taking to stay up that late?"
Yep.
it's
Adderall.
Adderall, right? Or like
Yeah.
some kind of Ritalin combination of something.
whatever it is it's incredible.
I was
It's
thinking.
so real.
So my aunt is amazing. She was in town last weekend. And I was like, oh, do you drink coffee? And she's like, Casey, no, I used to drink between 7 and 8 Diet Cokes a day. And I was like, whoa. And then she's like, yeah.
7 and 8?
And she goes, but don't worry, I don't take those. I don't drink those anymore. And I was like, oh, so you just don't have caffeine? She goes, no, I have a 5-hour energy every day.
Oh
That
my
she
Oh
gets
my
from Costco. She
God.
convinced me to
She's
take
gonna
Southern.
explode.
I'm worried.
Where's she from?
She lives in Pensacola, Florida.
Okay.
And she told me she gets them at Costco and she's like, it's a nice, like, basically like, it's like a nice high. Like you ride it out. You don't like drop. So she got me to take one on Thanksgiving because I was hosting 26 people. I'd been up like flying the night before. And when I tell you that I took one at like, that was like 24-hour energy. I took it in the morning. It was nighttime. I had like 17 margaritas and my eyes were like bugged out.
Oh my
God.
But I feel like a lot
Yeah.
of them might be on the 5-hour energy.
And can I ask, when you wake up the next day or 2 days later when you finally get to sleep, like what's the feeling?
I felt okay.
2 days later.
I felt so alert. Like I'd had all these margaritas and the bartender was like, I said, hey, can you make this a little stronger? I had a couple. And he's like, wow, usually people are just like shocked how strong my drinks are. And I was like, huh. And then my husband was like, I think the 5 hours like kind of overriding alcohol. I was like, this is crazy. I gotta stop.
Would you take it again?
No, I really wouldn't. It was making me
Jittery?
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
felt weird. Have you had it?
No.
Never had it.
But they're
Oh, Lyra's
taking
had it.
Lyra's tried everything.
How often do you take it?
Oh God, it's been years. But I tried it when it came out.
Take it. Take it's funny
Did you like
too.
it?
You beta tested.
It was fine.
Okay.
Lyra says it's fine.
Yeah,
That's
I'm not-
fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Okay. Lyra, what?
I was gonna say my dad also got addicted to them.
What?
And there was a day where my mom was out of town.
No.
I was gone.
Did he cheat on her with 5 hours?
And he thought he was having a heart attack.
No.
So without telling anyone, he drove himself to the hospital.
Well, you could do that on 5 hour energy drink.
I bet he got there real quick.
They had to explain to him that it was the caffeine, that he had been, he had basically like started to OD on caffeine, thought he was having a heart attack, but it was just like palpitations. So I was,
And it was the 5 hour.
yes, and he's like addicted
How does he
to
wean
caffeine.
himself off of it?
He does Monster Energy now. He's very
Oh my word!
This is a dark
so he just
tale.
wow.
This is a dark tale.
And they
Lyra.
were like-
and I find them like hidden when I go
No.
home.
Wow! It's like Dad's cigarettes, but it's
Yes.
it's Monster.
I'd watch this reality show in a second.
Yes.
Because my dad will drink
Addicted to
like an
caffeine.
amount of caffeine in the morning that is so like shocking. So my dad was like, "Give me that 5 hour," and I'm like, "No," because I knew like all our like friends and family are coming over. I don't want see my dad on 5 hour, much less like 3 Manhattans, which I saw later. And he's like, "Give me that 5 hour," and my stepmom came to me and she goes, "Don't give it to him." I'm like, "Of course not." So I hide it, and he kept coming up and tugging on my sleeve, and going, "Where's my 5 hour?"
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh, Lyra. So
How's he?
let's keep posted. Let's keep
Let's
tabs
keep
on
us
this story.
posted on how if we see him on intervention for 5 hour
I
energy.
wish the best for him.
Me too.
I do too, and there's no intervention that could be done.
Oh, we know how intervention goes, though.
Could he okay. Could he just like completely detox from caffeine so that then he could go back to just like having a cup or two a day? Would that
Yeah.
help or no?
That would be great. He actually never drank coffee.
He went right to 5 hour.
Oh my
Straight
God.
He didn't want 1
That's
hour
like
or 2
going
hour.
from
Yeah.
nothing
No.
to like heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a tea drinker.
Did he ever do
jumped.
the pills, the caffeine pills?
Yes.
No dose. Remember no dose?
Yes.
I did those in college.
Me too.
Yeah.
I remember doing no-dos once during finals
Yes,
at NYU. I was probably having to act real hard or something. But I had to write a paper at some point, and I saw my writing. The next morning I woke up from like no-dos or whatever, or like middle of the day, and you can see where the no-dos kicks in my notes, and then like where it kicks out. Like it looks like
where
a
it tapers off.
like a psychopath came in and started writing and then like left the building.
Well, you were saying many writers.
Yes, I've heard like
Adderall.
Adderall writers all the time. I've never done it, but I've wondered if I could get through some stuff. Like you just like to press on, like when you're bored or tired or like don't want to finish your pilot or whatever.
I
Mess around with that.
Okay,
stuff.
I took it one time recreationally during the day, and I was like,
During the day,
I was like, I'm gonna get a lot done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try.
what
to,
did you
I'm
need
gonna
to
try
get
write.
done writing?
I was like gonna write. I was gonna like do some chores.
Really need being the heavy stuff.
Chores?
What to do
I was gonna do all my chores.
on the chore wheel?
Who knows? I'm sure it was lots of other important stuff. But I kid you not, I wrote for like 10 minutes and then I smoked 5 cigarettes in a row.
No.
And were any chores
I
done?
was so like,
Yeah.
I was like, something has to get me down from here.
It was horrible.
Wow.
I would never be able to focus. Like
Wow.
how, yeah, no, that would not work for me. I was probably at too high of a dosage, I imagine.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Wow.
Because I can't mess around with it. I would just be someone who would like take it every day.
Yeah, I could see my heart exploding.
I took phentermine for like a week because I went to a place called Wait For It. It was terrible. People, don't do this. This is not a recommendation.
It's called Wait For It?
No.
What?
Wait For It. The phentermine. So wait for
I
it.
went to a place called Wait For It.
I was like, wait, what's
And I
that?
don't recommend it.
Honestly, the name I was going to say is pretty amazing, but that might even be better. Okay. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Execu Slim.
No.
Oh.
No, how
Like a
dare
Weight Watchers?
they? But only for executives.
And they do drugs. And
Because
they
you know,
do
people are
drugs.
like, this is for professional.
yeah,
They'd
yeah.
be like, yeah. And like a friend went and literally had no weight to lose. And they were like, all right, but only do it to lose 5 pounds takes away to make your heart explode.
Oof.
And I had more than that to lose. I did it for a week. And then I was like, I have never felt more insane in my life and would never do it again.
What's it called? Fentanyl?
Fen. You might know it as.
You might know it as something that the FDA was like, this will kill you.
You might know it as a drug from the early 2000s.
Remember, it was like fen, and like there was something
I
else.
was trying to dress it up because I was embarrassed. It was fen,
Fen for
so I was
me.
like, I'm calling it by its Christian
God-
name.
yeah.
As God
And
intended.
you were like, it's just fen. That's the street name for it.
Fen, okay, Jesse?
That's what they called it.
Okay.
Off the
It's
market.
fen.
And then you feel insane because like then I would still be like eating a lot and be like, I'm on this drug that makes me feel insane and yet still eating. Like
Just eating faster.
Faster and better.
I really feel like if I had a weight loss clinic, it would definitely be called Wait for It.
wait, WEIG.
Oh wow, it works
Wait
on so
for
many
it.
levels.
That's what I thought it was
Wait
called.
for it.
Wait for it is money. No, wait for it.
Wait for it. But we don't.
Well, you
want
do
the
have to wait. Right, but you have to wait a little.
Yeah, wait for it.
Wait for it, but it's
Wait
not gonna
for
be
it.
long.
Wait
It's not
for
gonna be
it.
long, but not long.
You like fen? Wait for
Time
it.
will speed up. Okay.
Oh, how is that OC?
Take a little break.
Yeah.
We're back with Atlanta.
Ooh, Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Okay,
Atlanta.
I have something to say here.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I used to watch Atlanta, and then I fell off for a long time, and I don't know why. And I've just come back to it really this season. I think I was like dabbling last season. But it is wild to be watching these other franchises, to be watching OC and Beverly Hills and New Jersey and Dallas, whatever, and drop in on Atlanta and be like, this is so much more elevated.
Yes.
These women, again, like almost not in the franchise because they're
Who is in the franchise for you?
I think it's like Jersey, Beverly Hills, New York. That seems to be the core. I don't know about Potomac.
It's amazing.
Oh, it's so good.
I know, I
You
gotta
are
watch
missing
Potomac.
out.
Yeah.
Like Atlanta, I was like, I want to be friends with you. You guys all have a ton of money. And like most of you seem to have made it yourselves.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing like real things with your lives.
I mean, some of them,
Well.
Jesse, but yes. But no, you're right.
They're
You're right.
introspective.
And they're funny.
And they're funny.
And they're funny.
And they're putting out their lives in a like very genuinely
I cry
dark
every-
way, but not dark way where you're like, oh my God, this is so dark. I want to like.
No.
But I'm seeing their emotions. Every time Portia gets together with Kenya and they talk about their
Oh.
marriage and their children, I cry. I cry every
I do
episode.
too.
It is heartbreaking. I'm watching these real dramas unfold to these two women who were once enemies.
Yes.
And seeing them be like so sweet with each other's babies, it really, really does warm my heart.
It does.
Now, did Kenya make a misstep when she took the baby doll, kind of in a reminiscent of the bunny
Yes.
with Lisa Rinna and
Yes. And
how
Kim-
could I forget
Kim
Kim Richards' name? That's
Well, the problem
I
with this is
debated-
it felt too calculated for me.
yeah.
Like what I loved about the bunny moment with Kim Richards and Lisa Rinna, it was out of the blue.
Because it was so wild.
It was so wild and it felt real and raw.
and
Like
when Lisa
this-
squeaked out that one
Oh,
tear.
and that one tear, and then walked away and was like, "I need a minute."
That was really one of the best
Yeah,
moments
I mean,
we've
I
had.
screamed. Now this felt too calculated, so it was trying to make a moment. It just felt like I'm just going to be a bitch
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
exactly what it
Yeah.
felt like. Like it was trying to make a meal out of something and it wasn't happening.
I have a question, and I don't know if I am seeing things, and I'd love someone to weigh in. When Portia is holding a fan during the jitterbug class, was it a Vicky Gunvalson fan?
Ooh. What
I
do you mean
swear-
a Vicky
it-
Gunvalson
you mean like her
fan?
face?
She had a fan, right?
Yeah.
And remember they were doing like the baby jitterbug.
How could I forget?
Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
And she had a fan, like a literal
Yeah.
fan with her. I swear to God, it was Vicky Gunvalson's face on the fan. If
well, that
anyone-
would be
Wow.
amazing if it
If
was.
anyone could find
And
this for me,
was Portia holding it?
yes.
Wow.
Okay.
What a combo.
It was so shocking to me. I was like, am I seeing things?
Now,
But I also couldn't find my clicker, so I was like, I can't.
why is Nene in so infrequently?
Because she's not friends with anybody but Marlo. Everybody hates Nene right now.
But
Is she busy with her real business?
and
What is that?
business?
Well, she's a store in Miami.
Meeting me?
And tags.
I just feel
no,
like she's a real life businesswoman.
no, Candy's business is tags, but Nene has a business.
Does
Oh,
she?
Nene has a store.
Yes.
I mean, she's worth how many millions?
10 or 11. I mean, I
Real
just feel like
Housewives.
why
Nene
can't
also has,
they
like,
say
speaking engagements? Like
100%?
she's like
Yeah.
Why can't they say like you fucking have to hang out?
Yes.
Yeah, she only is hanging out with Marlo.
Now I am coming to really like Marlo.
Oh, me too.
Marlo adopting those 2 kids. That's really amazing.
Oh,
And I
God,
thought it was
yeah.
kind of amazing. And Marlo is truly like the most unhinged person we have.
for sure.
But when who was it? Was it Kenya that was kind of saying something about her life in that game when they were playing like the Shady Awards or whatever?
Mhm.
Or remember this? And Marla was like, "You don't need to make excuses," and like really went out of her way to make
Yes.
Kenya feel better.
Yes. It was so funny though because she was just like she's so mean to Kenya. Like Marlo,
But that's what I
hates
mean. No one
Kenya.
could even understand what was happening.
And then Marlo was like, "Look, we are all like when." In that moment, she was like, "We are all beautiful." Like literally a 180 and was like, what did she say to her? I think I wrote it down. She was like, Marlo says, "Even if you don't like me, even if I don't like you, you are all beautiful."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She's like, "I
Now
don't care for
remember.
you, but you
Yeah,
are
but she
beautiful."
was like, "You are beautiful."
I mean, that's another example. Like her taking care of those kids. It's so real.
Yeah.
It's so and like I don't know why I'm calling that elevated, but it was an elevated. Like that's a humanitarian.
That's what I mean. Like we're seeing their lives in a way that you're not like so pitying. You're more just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing.
Right. Like I don't need the like real life of the OC, which is
No.
just like lawsuits and infidelity
Yes,
or whatever.
yes,
Although
yes.
there's a lot of infidelity here too.
Wow.
Wait, can I say something that I've noticed across all of the franchises?
Sure.
This is a syntax, I guess, that everyone seems to use. They say, he had an affair on her. What? That's not right.
They're all saying it.
He had an affair
everyone.
on
He had an affair on her.
So wow. So
Everyone.
Shannon's husband had an affair on her.
Yeah, they like I'm talking. They say this all over the country.
Right.
They're saying it in Jersey. They're saying it
They're
in Dallas.
saying
They're
it
saying
everywhere.
in California.
Wow.
He had an affair on her.
Well, I think maybe
So it's not just like the Long Island, like get online. As
No,
opposed to
no.
in-line.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe it's that he cheated on her.
yeah. I
on-
think it's just something has gotten mixed up along the way.
Wow. Good catch.
It's very strange.
Good catch.
Good
Yeah,
catch.
thanks.
Good catch.
Now, Cynthia inviting new moms and then getting mad when they had babies in her house. I was like, Cynthia, I know it's been 20 some odd years since you had a kid, but you cannot invite new moms. Expect them to come and also expect them not to bring their babies.
And it was like a party of 9 women. She was acting like
Exactly.
there was like 100 adults milling about.
It was 9 women and they were all just a Bailey. Okay, Cynthia with her Bailey Q.
Bailey Q.
Like everything's got to be a Bailey or
Yeah.
a 50 Cent.
Did she
or
want
a-
people to like get more drunk or something that you can't do?
I
with
get the idea that
babies?
like, you know, kids just as someone with children,
Sure.
they put a vibe that kind of says like, oh, this isn't going to get out of hand.
But you have
Right.
literally 2 women who have like newborns.
Yeah.
Like it's not easy for them to
Yeah.
get
Right.
out of the house. As
Can
I
you
remember.
imagine filming The Real Housewives with a newborn when your
Oh
husband
my
had just
God.
had an affair on her,
on
on you,
On you.
and you're the her,
Had an affair on her.
and you're still like putting your lashes on and trotting out.
Never.
incredible.
Incredible.
The talent-
No nanny. I had like I had my own personal nanny. Like,
I was a mess.
God bless.
I was a
Couldn't
mess.
even get out of bed.
I couldn't get out of the house. I remember just being in like a cave of my house
Me
and being like, if
too.
you need to see me, you got to come to me.
I would, if I got out of the house and was driving on the street, I was picturing every single car exploding and engulfing everyone in flames.
Oh,
Like I wasn't on The Real Housewives.
No.
No one's called for that.
Putting on lashes?
That's what I mean.
I don't even do that when
They
I'm
look
just,
so
I have a
good.
6-year-old and I'm like, ooh, too overwhelmed to put on lashes.
Yeah.
it is really remarkable.
I'm impressed.
Anything else for Atlanta? I'm very excited to see what Nene keeps alluding to, that I guess Shemaya, not Shemaya. I'm sorry. The other girl that
Ivana?
Ivana.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like took a
that bitch?
that bitch took an
Remember
audio.
she was like, I'm that bitch.
Yeah.
I'm that
She has
bitch.
audio on Cynthia.
Yes, what
And
does she
it's
have?
coming. I don't know, but Nini's whole thing is like, you all think Cynthia's that. 50 Cent is that. But she's this. And I
50
want to
Cent.
see this.
I would like to too. Mm. And then we saw Riley and Candy in New York City.
Oh,
in an
Riley has a
apartment.
Porsche.
Riley has an apartment in New York City and she's 16.
And she's being like sort of chaperoned.
And she's working in a law office?
Candy's entertainment lawyer's office.
Yes. It's incredible.
It was amazing when Candy almost
High
stumbled
end.
in saying, like, she was like, wow, Riley, you are really living the life. I was like, of Riley? But she didn't say it. And that's not that funny. It just struck me that they're giving this girl so much. The best is Todd's daughter. She is a character for the ages.
Oh.
Candy's husband's other daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's like, yeah, I need to buy, I've worked for every cent I've ever
Yeah,
had.
she has.
And then there's Riley. That's got to be a tough dynamic.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So much resentment is there.
Yeah.
Todd
Yeah.
clearly thinks the way Candy parents is just so insane.
Well, also, I feel like what you were saying, like what Candy said, like, oh, this life is crazy, or can't believe you're, as though she has nothing
Not
to
in
do
control
with
of
it.
She's like, wow, Riley.
And it's so strange because Candy has worked.
You have.
Candy has worked for every dime. Candy is a hustler. Candy is rich and she has worked for every dime she's ever had.
But I get, it's just hard because like I can see where Candy's kind of coming from, which is like, yeah, I did work for all of this, so why can't I give it to my daughter?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it was just like, wow,
It was
see
incredible.
Maybe give a little to Todd's daughter.
That's what, and Candy, I think she wants to, but Todd is not
I
having
think Todd's
it.
saying no, and Todd's, in charge of his daughter.
Yes. That was a
Oh,
toughie.
yeah.
Those two girls don't seem exactly be palling around.
Well,
all
I'm
the
like, well,
time.
why aren't they living together in New York?
Because the other one's probably in school. They're 16.
No, the older daughter is like 21, 22,
Oh, she is. Okay.
I believe. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But Riley's 16. Oh my God.
She's in New York. Is that apartment
Exactly.
in New
That's
York?
what I'm saying. Yes. Like she's on the summer in New York.
And she's having a chaperone
Wow.
there, but still.
Oh, right. Who's like not a babysitter, but
It's
a babysitter.
a lot. I mean, it's just a lot at once. I mean, I do believe Riley to be a good kid. I don't think she's going to get out of hand, but
Oh, she's a nice girl.
she is. She's a great girl. Good head on
she
her
didn't know
shoulder.
how to put an ice tray in the freezer.
Ugh.
That's true. But maybe that's like a thing of like our generation.
I know. I'm like, maybe that's just, that generation has like, they don't use ice
They
cubes.
don't use ice? No, guys.
Okay.
Guys.
Sorry.
I
We
don't know what
tried
the
to-
kids are doing.
Wait, remember when Portia couldn't find the word boundaries?
That
Yeah.
was.
Okay, I was trying to remember Remember when someone, this was like maybe last year, someone else from a different city couldn't find a word that was it was just very Freudian. I think it was maybe New York. Do you guys remember this?
Seems like we're all having trouble finding words.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Can't
something
blame
I would
them
do
when
for
I don't
sure.
know what the word is.
Oh, it was so like reminiscent of that. Oh God, I tried to look it up. I can't remember. I thought you might remember.
I wish I did.
No, sorry.
That's okay, Danielle.
Thank you.
That really made me laugh though when Portia and the producer came in at just the right moment.
Yeah.
And I'm literally screaming boundaries.
Yeah, it was really good.
Oh, poor baby brain.
Last thing I just wanted to point out that Cynthia always holds the phone. Like Cynthia is just very vain at the end of the day. Like she always holds
she's
the
a
phone.
supermodel,
I know,
yes.
of course.
Mhm.
She always holds the phone up, like you do when you're FaceTiming when she's lying down. And every time they flash to it and it's on speaker. Like I think she's just so used to kind of that like selfie kind of. It's
Yeah.
the
She holds
strangest.
it up
Yes.
on the
She's
speaker.
in bed and she's like, hey girl, just talking into it, but holding it up with the one hand the way you do when you're doing FaceTime.
That's
And then whenever they
weird.
come around to her, it's just on speaker. And it's just very odd.
She thinks they
Because
can
I think
see
in
her.
her mind, she's like primping in
Yeah,
the
she's just
phone, even
constantly,
though
like,
it's not
looking.
happening.
Wow.
Because she is, if you know, like kind of like doing her hair. Like, you know how you do when you're
Yeah.
on FaceTime, you can kind of see yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, she's
Yeah. Should we hit some Dallas?
Dallas. No, we just watched
Dallas.
Dallas together.
Thailand.
And my Aunt Anne, who is here, she had not seen any of these
Mhm.
Housewives, and she was alarmed when we switched from Jersey to Dallas.
It was real quick, and we hadn't warned her, and so she's like, "Wait, are these different women?"
It was
I
a bro-
realized that,
She was like, "Are these different monsters?"
and we're like, "I know they look similar, but they are different.
And if
They're
you
just
close your eyes, they're all the same.
yeah, for sure."
really different monsters.
Yeah.
Now, Dallas,
I'm loving the trip in Bangkok.
I will say Leanne Locken is tough to watch right now.
Rode hard and put up wet.
Yes.
I
And saying things that
cannot
are
take her.
I
yeah,
know. And you know I've been a big defender.
I know, but she needs to stop with the racism. Let's put it out as to what it is.
When she screamed to Stephanie in the cab about Carrie.
Yeah,
At least that she doesn't seem like a Carrie to me.
yeah, but
Yeah.
she's
Carrie with a K.
Carrie with a K.
Strange.
she's screaming, Mexican. Like it is.
And that chirpy Mexican needs to shut up.
That's
Ooh,
crazy.
That's crazy. And she keeps making fun of her accent.
Have
It's
we heard
insane.
someone do that on these?
Is no one pulling her aside and saying, like, are you hearing yourself right now? That is so gross and wrong, and check yourself.
It's Dallas.
It is so funny to see who gets mad at who and why. Like, why is she so mad at Carrie?
Why is she so mad at Carrie? She's like, oh, you're supposed to be so tough. You're a Mexican. It's like, she said this. It's
She has.
shocking.
And you know why?
crazy.
Because Carrie, I do think people tiptoe around. Like everyone else is
Yeah.
a little afraid of Leanne. Even Brandy,
You're right.
they're afraid of Leanne.
And Carrie couldn't give
And
a
Carrie
fuck.
doesn't give a fuck. And every time Leanne talks about
And
her
Carrie has
past,
Leanne's number.
yes, Carrie has Leanne's number, and that is totally triggering for her.
The perfect example was and Carrie nailed her so hard when Leanne was like, we are in a bad neighborhood. We need to go home. And Carrie's like, I've been in this neighborhood for a week by myself. It's fine. It was that. And she said, it's just because Leanne wants to go home. So she's manipulating everyone into feeling like you're in an unsafe environment and that we're reckless almost to not go, just to manipulate everyone. It's very strange.
To watch someone be that controlling, like you can feel her gripping the reins, and also she doesn't have them. Like sometimes you can feel someone gripping the reins and they have them.
Yeah.
Like someone's doing that in Jersey right now.
Oh, everyone.
Everyone. But everything is completely out of her control, and she wants it to be otherwise, and it's crazy.
And
to
she
watch.
thinks she's in
Interesting point.
control.
She has this delusion.
I think I don't want to say she's in love with her, but there's something going on with her and Cameron Westcott. Like
Well, it's the same
she
thing
wants a hold and a total possession, single white female over
It's the
her.
same thing that was with Deandra. When she has a friend, she holds on way too tight, and she sort of holds so tight she wants. And so no one can even befriend somebody else. She takes it as a betrayal if somebody even goes off and befriends another person. That is to be her only friend. And so when when Carrie and Cameron went off together, she lost her fucking mind.
And this comes after Cameron is sitting in a foot massagery defending her in the most sane way Cameron's ever spoken.
Ever.
And just well, I can see that, honey, but, and just defending her. Cameron has been above and beyond to her to treat her like that.
Yeah. Leanne did that with Brandy too.
Yes.
Remember that whole thing?
Oh, yeah.
That was crazy.
These
Yeah, she thinks she owns people.
And she did it with Deandra. The reason when her and Deandra started breaking up is when Deandra started hanging out with Brandy.
I don't want to go back to her past, but it's clearly because of this past, and I refuse to go back to it and be like
But
Leanne.
she needs to have a therapist that's when you have a close friend, you are so afraid
She's got
of
a
losing.
life coach,
I know, but there's a
Danielle.
life coach that's got to say, go against that instinct and know that you are safe, you are okay. Say this mantra to yourself. Your friend loves you. As my therapist says to me all the time, assume everything's okay until you hear otherwise.
Oh, that's so nice.
Don't make assumptions before agreements.
Exactly. So it's just it's not going to fall apart. You just think it's going to fall apart, but she can't handle that. She is not made of that stuff.
And I was pretty shocked to recall that she was so mad that they were making fun of her dress, which they were, being complete assholes, and it was completely inappropriate. But then we flash back to when Carrie pulled out that disgusting jewelry that she's been making and thinks is going to give her a bounty,
That's
and
the
she
thing
won't need her
that's gonna
husband.
Make
And
her
that's
financially independent.
devastating.
That's
Devastating. But when she pulls out her necklace that she's proud of having made, and Leanne just goes, "These look like anal beads." I was like, so it seems everyone's making fun of everyone's products.
Open for whatever you want to say.
She's such a narcissist. Everything that happens to her it's the first time that thing has happened.
Yes.
It's so crazy.
Now, there were some wild looks tonight.
Oh.
Ooh.
Cameron.
There was wild racism and wild looks.
Yeah. Cameron in what seemed to be an iridescent pink raincoat.
Yeah, we were even saying pearlescent.
Yes, pearlescent. Thank you.
And that you really hit the nail on the head with that, Jessy, because it was a pearlescent raincoat with a tennis visor.
Mhm.
It was a
Mhm.
shocking look. And I thought they were genuinely going to play tennis based on what they were wearing, but they were going to drink beers and go to a petting zoo.
Yeah,
And
I
I'd
thought
say
they
she
were
was the
going to-
best of the bunch.
Yeah, I thought she was going to some sort of falls, like where like,
Yeah.
I have to, water is coming, so I got to protect all my areas.
Falls.
It's like, not the case at all.
Now, I know people have gotten upset, and I totally respect that with us rampantly calling out the is that how you say it? Rampant?
Yeah.
Rampant
Uh-huh.
alcohol use on the show.
Yeah.
We are not doctors.
No, I know we have
But-
been called doctors before.
And I
We
want to
are-
remind everyone because everyone keeps thinking that we are. But wow, there's a lot going on in this show.
so much
Ooh,
drinking.
they started at 9 a.m. They said that. We're not saying that.
No,
they said that.
and I know what they're saying about the time zone, but it's like it's still kind
They're
of like
not. That's like cute.
yeah, you're right.
That's bullshit.
It's just wow, like between Deandra and Brandy.
But if they
And
were
who's the other one?
all of them, I saw Cameron drinking a beer at 9 a.m.
Yeah,
But Cameron does not. She's not a drinker.
Stephanie can get down, but she always makes it look fun and
Yeah.
fresh.
Yeah, everything's fun and fresh with
Fresh
her.
as a daisy. That one always comes up scot free.
Okay, someone who is so breezy, but who also suffers from such serious depression.
Oh, yeah.
And it's clearly very real.
and
You're
very
right.
present.
She
Yes.
does make depression look breezy.
Easy breezy.
She makes it look easy breezy cover girl.
Right?
In a way that I'm like, that is helpful for people, and I can see
Yeah.
why she gets so much mail
Yes.
because, like, she's
It's
She's
accessible.
triumphing.
Yes.
Easy breezy mental health awareness cover girl.
She is
Right?
I just love everything about Stephanie.
She's
She makes me so happy.
I said that she like one of that pink what are they called? The confession.
Yeah, the confessional.
Is that what it's called?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, her pink confessional look is like everything I wanted to be when I was 12.
But then there's another confessional look that she
Oh wow.
that she found herself being a part of.
She found herself in.
that somebody forced her
Someone
into.
told her, look, you gotta get a real cheap wig with bangs because this is the look for you. And it was a shock.
What is it, like Lady Gaga?
Yeah.
Something
Inspired, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a blonde.
so flat.
It like you could see where her hair like she
Like
didn't
it's
even
a
have
wig.
a wig
She got
cap.
it like Ricky's.
Yeah.
yeah, and threw on. It's a wild look.
Yeah, it was. We all went.
Yeah,
Stop.
yeah.
Screamed.
We screamed.
White blonde.
Yeah.
And someone else had a crazy.
Oh, that was
Leanne.
It was Leanne, but also in New Jersey, Jennifer.
Oh my
A red sort of
That was from
side
another
pony
planet.
That was from like the 1980s.
It was
has
80s,
mixed
but
with-
on Mars.
Yeah, mixed with like a madam, mixed with like, when you do those Western photo shoots
Yes!
on the boardwalk,
Yes!
like a bordello.
She had like
Yes.
2 bows on the side that the pony wasn't on.
But it also looked like, like a little kid's Christmas shot.
yes.
It
So-
was every look rolled into one with multiple strands of Chanel necklaces
Yeah.
thrown in that looked
Yeah.
like chandelier.
It was another one. We were all had to like freeze it and get our heads around it. We were like,
Shoulder pads.
screamed at the top of our
Yes.
lungs. That's my favorite thing about Housewives is when a new look comes out and you're not expecting it. You're thinking you're just going to hear more about someone's dark past,
Yeah.
and then they hit you with a look.
you can't look away from.
And then they talk about that dark past in that look.
Yeah. And you're
Yes.
like, I need to watch this again because I can't hear you because your outfit is so loud. It's taking up all the air in the room.
Wow, it's beautiful.
But Dallas was, I'm liking Thailand. I loved Cameron's drawings and descriptions.
oh my God.
Oh, the whiteboard.
Yes.
Who gave her a whiteboard?
We were laughing so hard when she was like, now this guy put his penis in this guy.
She's like, and it was a big.
And then this one bent over. It was an
She
Eiffel
drew
Tower, right? That's
it
what-
was truly like not a grandmother, my great grandmother
It felt
doing
like,
a Pictionary. Like it was so.
I
felt
an
like-
Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Right?
what's
Like
an Eiffel
that's
Tower?
the-
Can you explain it to me? Sorry, I don't know what it
I-
is. You explained it like Cameron did, because I was still trying to get my head
Okay,
around what she was saying.
2 people are the sides of
Okay.
the tower, and one person is like the crossbar.
Okay, now
who-
what's happening to the crossbar?
My
There's
aunt
an
is here. Insertion in the mouth and an
In the
insertion.
bottom.
I guess it could be in really either hole
Yeah.
back there. Yeah, one
Depending on who and what you are.
Depending what you prefer. Yeah. But
Wow.
that's what she was. That's what she
That was-
was.
Well, it was like when she was like a
treating
kindergarten
shocked.
teacher explaining it to children.
She was shocked. It was truly a hilarious.
I
was
loved
hilarious.
But also seeing them coming out of those sex shows like
Just
15
screaming.
minutes later. And usually I'm used to on these shows, like the women exaggerate and you kind of have to like, it's all relative. This was like, they were really shocked.
Well, it seemed like they were
And I feel
trying
like
to get
I would
away.
have been really shocked.
They were trying to get away from the ping pong balls coming out of the vaginas. Like vagina balls were coming at them.
But that was after the live sex show. where
And
they
I
saw
feel like
live
then
sex on stage.
Leanne tried to like co-opt everything by being like, those were sex workers, which like is a real issue. But then like, why are you going in, Leanne, if that's how you feel?
And
Exactly.
she doesn't know, and she's not an expert on sex workers. It's like, that's so specific.
It felt like she was using an issue
Yes.
to get her own wants and needs. She wanted to go home. And so it felt like she co-opted that issue, which is a
Absolutely.
very real issue, but it didn't feel genuine to
like
me.
she then did at the zoo with the
Yes.
elephants.
Oh, I forgot about that. She started
Oh my
crying.
God. And then
She
Carrie
started
just
taking
goes,
on 2 causes.
she's crying, crying. And no joke, Carrie just goes, should we all take a nap?
God, she's the
Oh.
worst. And you know what I think she could benefit from to go the other way is a little fucking alcohol this season. She's
Yeah.
not drinking
Yeah.
and I'm fucking feeling it.
Yeah, she's too sour. She's holding on too tight.
Yes.
Yes.
She's too sour.
She's on edge.
Let's take a break and we'll come back briefly with
Jersey?
Jersey.
Mm.
Guys, we're back. Guys, I'm not loving Jersey this season. I guess I'm liking it.
Nothing's really happening. It's so dark with the Joe stuff and Teresa.
I don't
and,
find that stuff dark.
Well, I also you're like it's fine, but I also
At this point,
but also Teresa's not willing to be honest on camera, and that has been a problem from the beginning. From Teresa, she's never. What I appreciate on some level with a lot of these women, especially Atlanta, what we're seeing
Yes.
is a level of honesty, a level of
vulnerability.
yeah, of bearing your souls
But the
because we
thing-
know. And so we all know that Teresa is dating another man and that is fine. And I understand that she wants to not, her kids and she wants to protect them, but then get off the show.
That's what I think. Although I'm
Yeah.
like, she's also just not capable of any introspection. So I'm
No.
not sure that it's like there for the taking and she's just not giving it to us.
But then we can't get the drama of like, you said something bad about me that wasn't true because we all know it's true. So it's
is it
like,
true with her and that younger man?
Yeah. What else is she doing with this younger man? Holding a hand. We all, from the Justin Timberlake thing, as we've all discovered,
Was she promoting Palmer?
she might have been, but she was holding hands, walking around Miami with this younger guy. I just
Honestly,
don't
I'm so
think you're
naive. I'm
doing
like, he was
that.
just helping her through the sand.
No,
She had a wedge on.
No, I don't believe that to be true.
She is just, it's so intense with her because you see someone say something to her. Like something went down tonight. The Marge thing where Marge had said, what did
The
she
thing about the younger guy, she was
Oh,
like,
yeah. And then
about the
they like
rum.
worked it out at the table. And you're just like, Teresa's not working this out.
No.
She's going to hang on to this for 25
well,
years.
that's the thing. Teresa never works anything.
Anything.
And Joe was right. Melissa's Joe,
Yes,
who was
yes,
just
he
like,
said
oh,
it.
she's not going to let that slide.
Nothing ever goes
she's
away
a
with
sniper.
her.
Yeah, she's pretty.
But
That
that's
doesn't
almost,
change her mood.
But I
But
gotta
is that
say-
a perfect housewife that she's just on loop and she will never grow, never change. She'll be the same way
Yeah, I
forever.
But I
Right.
get a little bored. Like, I'm not interested in Teresa's
Exactly.
story.
I'm not really either. And like, it's such an interesting story. Like my aunt who's here was saying like, oh, that's Teresa. Like she knows her as a figure,
Mhm.
as we all do now from like the arrest and everything. But it's like, you're right. We're not getting any more than my aunt is getting. She's not putting the time in that we're
No.
putting in.
She's not. She's
She's not looking into, spending hours away from her children to watch these
Hours.
women.
Hours.
It's never anything new. It's a repeat of Teresa. I find Marge to be interesting. I find Dolores to be interesting.
I don't find Dolores to be interesting.
Really?
And she's pretty, but she doesn't give me what like a Cynthia gives me in that role.
I hear you.
But I feel like Jackie, when Dolores was yelling at Jackie, now Jackie annoys the fuck out of me.
Yes.
Her lips are too big, but
but too big only
just her lip area.
sideways?
Yeah, well,
Is that
her
how
lip
you'd call it?
area is too big.
forward
Not
and side.
up and down.
No, up and down is great.
From the profile, that's
Up.
where
From the top. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's hard to describe.
And she's working around a lot with an accent and a possible lisp.
Now, we all
And-
discovered that we all felt there was a little something tonight going on.
I felt it 100%. And as someone, who has 2 Christmas trees and 2 very tiny, minuscule dreidels in my home. But I felt like when Dolores kept yelling, like, I don't like the way you were raised. You're different. You're not one of
You're
us.
not
Like,
like one of us.
and she kept saying, you're different. Like, I felt she was being incredibly anti-Semitic.
Yeah, it felt a little strange where it was.
And it might have been unconscious, but to me, that is what she was saying. Like, you were raised differently. You were Jewish. Like, that's to me what she was saying.
I felt like once I was like,
And I felt like
"Ugh."
Jackie actually kind of weirdly didn't come back at her because she was like, oh, because I'm not Italian. Like, that's the way she kind of
Yeah.
attacked it.
Well, it's like she knows she is different.
Yeah.
But the way the like us them the
was
separation
You're not
so
like
dramatic.
us.
it was
It's
so
like-
dramatic, and it's really dramatic for Dolores because she doesn't usually do shit like that.
And I can see Jackie driving someone to be very annoyed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Jackie's
Yeah.
annoying. But to say, I don't like you, it's like, what's
And
she
to
supposed
keep
to
saying,
say?
and then she tried to downgrade it, but it was still in there by saying, like, well, you're not cut from the same cloth as us.
Yeah, it felt really old school.
Yes.
It felt like Goodfellas or something.
Yes.
Yeah. And I like Dolores. Like, I really like her. So this kind of was like, oh, Dolores, I'm not liking this look on you.
Yeah. Yeah. It was very weird.
It's interesting to watch an eating disorder on these shows
Mm.
because it's so triggering for the other women.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
They like
Oh, wow.
lose their
You think it was about
minds.
that?
Do you remember who was the woman in New York with the eating disorder and they were making pizza?
Oh, Jules.
Do you remember this?
Jules.
And they
And-
went to like a make your own pizza. And
Yes.
she like as a joke was putting like glass in it. And she was like, mine's fun. My phone's in mine. And it was like
She made a calzone with a fork.
Yes.
oh yeah, with a fork.
Because she was putting that calzone
my
so she
God.
does not like eat it.
Jessy,
She was like, if I put a fork
totally
in
forgot about that. I think I blocked that out.
Yeah.
it was upsetting and it triggered those other women.
It's upsetting to watch, and then it's because it's probably upsetting for the other women, but it's so triggering for them because they're like, "Well, I'm thinking about this all the time. I'm always thinking about what I eat,
and I'm on TV. Yeah,
I'm on TV too, but I'm eating. You have to eat.
Yeah.
We all collectively decided it's the
Well,
human
on the
race that
OC,
we're
they
eating.
said they would never eat on camera. Like they had like some sort of, I feel like we read it somewhere where they like had like a pack where it's like, we're never going to eat on camera. Like a long time ago. Don't remember we read that or talked about
Yeah,
this. Someone told us
had that.
and now they're getting loaded fries.
Oh yeah, they'll drink to their heart's content.
Well, and that's Bronwyn too.
Yeah.
Bronwyn's like, I am an exercise addict. I don't eat, but I drink. That's like how she's getting her like stress out, I think. Could be wrong.
How do you do that?
Could be wrong,
I
guys. Not trying to
cannot-
label anyone, but at a certain point, what are we have to
We're
say?
watching.
If you see something, say something.
Yeah,
And
and I see
And you're
something.
speaking, you're seeing something specifically with Jackie.
and you're
Yeah, you could feel the storyline coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
With
Well,
her-
and that's her.
And it's
past.
true.
Yeah.
It's true.
She says.
Yeah, it's just so interesting to watch other women deal with it.
Yeah.
Because that would be
they're not
stressful to me.
sympathetic. They get angry.
They are not sympathetic. They're angry.
And the way it translates is like, you think you're better than us
It's like
yes, that's what I mean.
because you can like control yourself.
Well, it's also like you think the rules don't apply to you. We all have to eat. We decided we're eating. Like that's how
We're
it feels.
human. You're not.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
just a non-hungry Jew.
What do
And
you
it's
do?
like-
Die?
strong and hungry Jew. Like, but it is like,
But a real
as opposed
oxymoron.
to
Yeah.
having sympathy or being like, look, obviously this show is stressful for you. And when you get stressed and when you can't control a situation, you control what you eat. Like, that's a lot of times.
And also, like, we're all letting our hair down and we're having fun on a trip, and you're still. It's kind of like the
Right.
Heather Dubrows of it all. It's like you're still holding guard. You're still watching the door, and it's like, come on.
Yes, Yes. Yeah. People who are still being disciplined even when it's
watching
not the
her
time.
like nothing on her plate and like picking like fried off of whatever appetizer, weird appetizer Teresa was said to the guy, like, could you bring some stuff off wash? Whatever she said.
Whatever she said. She didn't even say, can you? She was like, bring us that.
Yeah, she said, bring us that stuff.
I feel like I need to tell your audience that I'm Jewish because I said hungry Jew was an oxymoron.
No! and I feel like I shouldn't have said
What?
that she was a non-hungry Jew.
I think
Well, that's
as a Jewish
actually-
person here, I feel like everything's okay because
Yeah.
I've said it's okay.
And I would
Okay.
actually say she's very hungry.
Oh, she's
Oh,
Yeah, I think she's a very hungry Jew.
maybe so she doesn't need wait for it.
wait for it.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Guys, I mean, I think we've come to the end of the road.
We have
Wow.
30-day fiance or 90 days.
I wish,
Wow.
honestly, I wish it was 30 days because I will say I've been watching every single one,
Mhm.
but I do feel like it's not as thrilling of a season for me. Of course, the beekeepers who need to use Google Translate are
Yes.
incredible.
When she's like, you don't communicate with me. And he's like, what do you say?
and then to watch someone fight and have to use Google
Oh.
Translate, she wants to storm and scream, and then she's like pausing and typing. This is frustrating me very much.
And he's just looking at her smiling.
It was so upsetting.
Oh, that's
And why is he making, as I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, it is pretty good. So because they're beekeepers, he's making a honeycomb altar.
Oh, there's so
Oh.
much bee in the wedding that it's like, we got to get past that and see what else we have in common
And
here.
I don't think
because
they
there's
have
not
much. She's making honey favors and
So
Okay,
much
I'm not
honey.
watching this season. Where are they from? Where are each of
He's
these?
from Turkey. She lives in Nebraska, I want to say.
And now who's the beekeeper?
Both of them.
Both.
That's how they met in a beekeeper chat room.
Okay, well, that's actually a step up. That is one thing in common.
that's a step up. It's
Yes.
like, oh, they have a foundation. They
Yeah.
do not have a shared language. And I mean not one word.
Not literally.
Yeah,
I mean not
no.
like hello is we're struggling
No.
with. So that's hard.
But her problem with him is that he doesn't communicate.
He's like, yes. So
That is
good.
such a funny
She's like,
problem
we
to have.
never talk about things.
It's like, because we can't.
She's like, I feel like you're not
Wow.
hearing me.
Wow.
He's not.
Yeah, that is pretty
And then
good.
there's also the Florida couple who makes me very sad. Anytime there's kids involved, I get really sad.
Yeah.
And there's that little boy involved. But then the woman, like, it's the saddest apartment, you know. But I related to her because she's just like, it's the middle of the day, like the bright of day, in a sad apartment, and she's just drinking a glass of champagne.
Yeah.
The woman in Florida.
Now, is the porn star, that's his ex-wife?
No, that's
his mother,
mom.
right? Okay.
Yes. Or his ex-wife's. Oh, Lyra's got it. It's his ex-wife's mother.
Ooh.
Okay.
And she looks to be a peer of mine.
That's why I'm asking. Okay, so this woman comes from another country to marry this guy and sits down on a park bench with, okay, as you're saying, his ex-wife's mother. And the mother is completely judgmental. She's like, I'd like to know if you're here in this country to have a child, what's going on, what's happening here. And then she's like, and did he mention I'm a porn star?
What?
It's like,
Yes.
oh, it was a lot to take
And
in.
I was like, she is my age, if I'm not older than her. She is
Oh,
a
100%. It's
grandmother.
His porn star mother-in-law.
Yes.
former mother-in-law who's a porn star, and she's got a lot to say about the relationship.
Yes,
and
she does.
I like her.
Mhm.
She's pretty amazing. I mean, there's some just devastating
then,
stuff.
then they go to do boxing,
Oh.
and then and the boxing instructor has like testimonials, and he's like, I don't know, I'm not a marriage counselor. It's so crazy. They're like, he's got testimonials. It's so strange.
Testimonials. I said confessional
They're
earlier.
the same thing.
And then I like
Confessional's
when the
funny.
older guy goes with his very young, beautiful woman, the guy with 2 kids, and they go to pick out furniture.
Yes.
And she wants this couch because she's like, it's a very nice Chinese pattern, silk pattern.
Uh-huh.
And the woman's like, this couch is $16,000. And she looks at him like, can we get it? And he's like, I think maybe let's like keep looking, like that's a
Uh-huh.
lot. And she's giving him the saddest look, just like, and he's like, I mean, that's a lot. And then we come to find out that she bought a car on his credit card
Yeah.
when she thought they were breaking up. So he's like, that was hard.
He's like, I gotta trust you again.
He's like, that was just hard because like I thought, she bought a car without telling me when she thought we were breaking up right there at the end. And he's like, and we're moving past that.
It's a big thing to
Oh,
move
God.
past.
Is he a wealthy man?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well,
He
that's
seems
good.
to be.
I like him. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I think he's basically marrying a beautiful child.
She is gorgeous.
She's a supermodel. I mean,
Yeah.
she's gorgeous. But
Unbelievable.
She is
A beautiful child.
18, 9. What is she? So young.
Yeah.
It feels, I don't know. I don't love it. There's also the Russian man that has 3 kids with 3 women.
Mm-hmm.
And he has said many times, like, yeah, like, I love these girls. And then, like, the first year is great, but he's gotten each of them pregnant. And by the end of the first year, they've had the baby. And then he's just like, and then they all hate me. It's like, because
And I can see why.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see why with this gentleman.
That's his kink. He likes to get women pregnant. That is definitely his kink.
Oof.
It's not great.
No, it's not good.
I'm waiting to see what comes to us. I feel like it's not the best, but it's a good season.
Yes. We'll see.
We'll see.
And then there's just Jasmine from Norway who hates everyone and everything and is constantly tired.
Oh, she's the worst. She's the absolute worst we have. Thank you for bringing her up, Danielle.
It's like-
What a description of a human.
Yeah, she
Jasmine
is.
She
from
hates
Norway
him
who hates
so
everyone and
much.
everything.
This like
Hates
really
him.
sweet, nice guy. He's always like, I'm so excited
Lovely.
for you to meet my friend. She's like, I'm going to bed. And I know that's not her accent, but that's what it sounds
It's
like
so-
it would
and
be.
then he was like talking to her during a meal, as one does when you haven't seen your fiance in like months. And she's like, I usually eat and then talk. Like, basically,
I usually
like,
eat in silence. And
Wow.
he's like, I think we're gonna work through this. She's
She
a
is.
monster, and so's her sisters. Even
Oh,
worse.
it's all bad.
She's there because of her sister. Her sister's there.
That's tough. So anyway, it's a season.
It's a season, and I'm gonna continue to follow
Oh, please!
it.
I'm watching
happily.
every minute, but yeah. And I think Michael and Angela are back next episode. That's what it said.
Michael
She'll-
and Ange, I think are still doing great.
They're doing fantastic. I
Honestly, I
miss
feel like they have a better relationship than mine.
Oh yeah, they have a better shot than any of our marriages. Honestly,
Yes.
we're all in trouble compared to them.
Now, Danielle, to close out, you said something today that really resonated, I think, with Jessy and I, and it's an image I would like to leave everyone with,
Okay.
which is that of the housewives in their graves.
Oh my God.
You said that you have a fascination with thinking about this.
Yes, I do.
When their bodies disintegrate,
As they
what
will.
do
As
you
they will.
picture?
I pictured just them all lying in their graves, just bones and then big silicone knockers.
Yeah.
Just like
Wow.
Just little
Because-
cutlets.
because but big one, like big balloons, like because those will outlast
Those
us
women are going
all.
to be out on the earth.
Those have to take a long
Those
time.
take a long time to
to-
Herein lies Melissa Gorga.
Ooh.
the breasts. They're gonna outlast us all because they've got those big
They should start
old
to
sacks.
Make like biodegradable
Yes.
implants.
Or they should, like,
Environmentally
start-
sound.
Like we should be using them as like drinking cups now and like recycling them for us after people go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I do look at things and go like, I'm looking at a can now and
Sorry.
I go like, this will be around a lot longer
Yeah,
than
it's
me.
really depressing.
Like I will die and this can will be
But at least
Diet sun kiss.
we'll live on. That's our legacy. That's
Is that a
fucking
nice way to end?
Well, it is a good transition to
something.
to a little pitch I'm going to make for something that I'm taking part in 2 weeks. So I'm participating in a rally for climate change, which I'm really excited about in DC. And I just wanted to invite anyone that might be in DC, or if you're not, come and see me. I'll be there. And Ms. June Diane has participated in this and has a little kind of announcement about it because it's wild and going to be amazing. I'll be there December 21st, but there's other opportunities. And here's June Diane to tell us more.
Hello, Bitch Sesh listeners. I'm June Diane Raphael. Hello, and I'm interrupting this regularly scheduled podcast to tell you about something, you guys, that I am taking on. As so many of you know, I was not willing to take on auto theft, but I am willing to take on the theft of a livable environment for my children. I'm taking it on and I'm doing something about it, and I am so hoping that you will join me. You guys, I was so inspired by Jane Fonda picking up her entire life and moving to DC, screaming, "Our house is on fire, join us in the streets," that I did just that. I joined Jane and so many other incredible leaders in the climate justice movement to demonstrate on Capitol Hill and demand that action is taken to address the climate emergency that we're in. It is called Fire Drill Fridays. I was arrested on November 15th in DC to draw attention to this climate catastrophe. And on November 14th, the night before, I had the total honor to sit in for Miss Jane Fonda as a guest host to the Fire Drill Friday teach-in on environmental justice. You guys, here's something to chew on. I only have a minute left to speak, so please listen. Our personal choices to go vegan and to drive electric cars are amazing, and they are also not nearly enough. We have a smidge over a decade to take bold measures that move our economy off of fossil fuels and onto clean, renewable energy. We need a Green New Deal. We need it to organize our government and every part of our economy that addresses the intersection of climate change, inequality, and structural racism at the scale and speed that our communities and our children are going to need. We need and deserve a world beyond fossil fuels. And we need to do it creating millions of family-sustaining union jobs and prioritizing justice and equity for working people and communities of color who are, heads up, experiencing the effects of climate change right now, first and worst. Greta is a child, and she sounded a call for action. Bitch Sesh listeners, let's tell her that the adults are here, that we've arrived, and that we're going to save the future. Paul Scheer has joined Fire Drill Fridays last week, and I am here to announce that Casey Wilson is joining Jane in DC on December 20th. I am so hoping if any of you are near DC and can join her, that you do, and that you will call your current representatives to demand a Green New Deal, that you will follow Fire Drill Friday on social medias, and that you will vote out anyone who doesn't prioritize our environment and vote in leaders who are willing to act in bold and ambitious ways. I want an environment to succeed. We deserve more summers than Carol was afforded. Join Casey and Jane Fonda in DC on December 20th. Watch my teach-in on Fire Drill Friday's Facebook page. It's still there, and follow Fire Drill Fridays on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you, you smart and savvy and brave women and a few men for this time. We can do this.
So please join me December 21st or go on your own. I believe this is a 100% nonpartisan issue, and I'm excited to take part and excited to see anyone there.
Good for you, Case.
Danielle, we have 2 more little announcements.
Yes. I just wanted to also plug my husband's new comedy special. You can watch it on Apple TV or download it on Amazon. Really funny, called Matt Besser's Pot Humor. In fact, I heard an ad for it the other day because I was at the actual taping of the special, and there was an ad on like a podcast, and it's like, hey, this is Matt Besser. And he's like, I did this really funny story about eating my wife's puss. I was like, what's happening?
Wow.
It was like a commercial on like, you must remember this. It was wild. I was like literally screaming. I was like, why is that story about me your commercial for the podcast? He's like, I didn't think you'd hear it.
Do you think that the things you've said about your puss, do the twain meet?
No, they don't.
Okay.
It's another story, but it was a while.
How many stories?
Look, there's lots. Look, I have a lot of, my puss has a lot of stories to tell. Anyway, catch that.
You must remember this indeed.
Yes, you must remember this puss.
God. Wow. Well, I'll be sure to check that out.
And also go to that environmental rally.
Oh my God in heaven. And one last thing is we also just want to plug a dear friends, two dear friends new podcast.
Yeah, Jessica Chaffin and Brian Safi, both regulars on our show and our favorite people, and they have a new podcast. So listen to this.
Hello, Earwolf listeners. This is Rana Glickman, and I'm back with a new podcast called Ask Rana with Rana.
And Brian Safi from Throwing Shade.
And Brian. And we're just two fabulous people with fantastic opinions and absolutely no legal responsibility whatsoever. So don't come knocking.
We want to answer all your questions with some wonderful advice.
Whether it's about your family,
Your dating life,
Meryl Streep's daughter,
we want to help you. So please write us at askrana@gmail.com and be sure to follow us on Instagram.
at Ask Rana
Exactly. Ask Rana
with Rana
and Brian.
every Tuesday. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
You do that so well.
Well, yeah, a little practice.
What a night.
Yeah.
What a night.
Jessy Hodges. Tell
Thanks
us where
for
we can
having me.
follow you.
Oh, at Jessy Hodges, and it's spelled JESSYHODGES on Twitter and Instagram, but I don't really do Twitter. But I do like Instagram for the pictures.
Me too. It's like a big magazine. I feel like you're selling this to me, your
Yeah,
grandmother.
Has anyone ever tried Instagram?
We like it too. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
You're going to be indebted with Adam Pally. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
You're so funny. And you really had some really stirring kind of insights tonight.
You did.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you for gifting us with that.
You guys, I am such a huge fan. I was so happy to be here. This was so fun.
We had a great time.
Ground zero.
Ground zero.
Just
indeed.
seeing
know, we
it
might not
all, the
wanna-
flesh.
Yeah, actually, I repeated that, but I think we prefer the nook.
Yeah, no, the nook.
Yeah.
The nook
Please.
where
Thank
it
you.
all started.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you
Jessy.
so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You were wonderful.
You sure were.
Thank you, Lyra. And this one's for your dad. Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you, Casey.
And thank you to my Aunt Anne, who just wandered off to bed.
As she should.
As she should.
Yes.